Well, hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at the Waterhole. My name is Amy, and I will be with you for today's show. How lovely to be starting here in the beautiful Victoria Falls with a little group of warthogs who are slowly moving away. As always, we would love to hear from you, so please do send through your comments and questions to us. Well, to me, actually, and you can do so in a variety of ways, whether it's on the Wild Earth website or on the app. Otherwise, join the conversation on X using the hashtag Wild Earth, or you can chat to us in the YouTube chat stream using @FC. It's actually so nice to put warthogs on screen for you all. We do find it a little bit tricky sometimes on our live safaris to do so. Looks to be a hardy-dar there on the bottom right, peeking into the frame as these warthogs move across. I'm not sure what they're doing now. Maybe they had a drink and a little bit of a mud bath. Now heading off to feed. Mercedes, always wonderful to hear from you. Thank you for always saying hello. And yes, a feline Friday indeed. I believe there were plenty of feline vibes on Drive earlier today. Don't know what a feline Friday will deliver on Live at the Waterhole, but either way, it's wonderful to be here and enjoy all of the life that is around the waterholes across Africa. There's some other bird life, Egyptian geese, as well as some guinea fowl there. Wonderful. Let me know where you're watching or listening from, everyone. It's always good to know where everyone is all over the world. We have such an amazing group of viewers, and especially Live at the Waterhole show. It's fascinating to know where we all come from and how we can connect with nature no matter where we are in the world. There's a yellow-billed stork busy trying to feed there. You can see how it opens its bill, trying to catch whatever might swim between its big beak. Hannah, this is one of your favorite waterholes you're watching from Sagefield, which is in the western South Africa. A very warm welcome to you, even though I know it's probably very chilly where you are at the moment. The same goes for Harriet. You are coming from a finally sunny yet still cold Cape Town. And there was actually snow on Table Mountain a few days ago. Yes, I saw the video. How amazing was that? We've definitely got the tail end of this cold front that I think caused the snow on Table Mountain. It is very chilly in the Lowveld today. I've got another cup of coffee here with me. I've got a down jacket on, long pants. I thought I was done with the cold, but the cold did find us again all the way up in the northeastern corner of South Africa. Oh, beautiful kudu. That's a wonderful little surprise. Lewis, yes, those marabou storks are definitely old man birds. Even when they're young, they look old. What a fantastic start here at Big Falls. I think let's head up to Kenya and see what's happening at Old Donyol. Oh, wow, how blue is the sky here today? Goodness me, the clouds have parted and we've got a wonderful variety of animals, zebras, giraffes, and eland. Wow, all of a sudden there's so many arriving. The giraffe on the right, why does it look like it has something hanging from the top of its face? Are those birds, or is that maybe some grass, or is that a growth of hair that's slightly different on its face? I'm trying to work out what's happening there. Almost looks like it has very long eyebrows or a hairstyle. Gosh, the birds gave speckers, it sounds like speckers, gave the animals a fright. I'm not sure. We can try. I know sometimes the zoom is difficult, but it's the one that's on the giraffe that's on the right now, walking towards the waterhole. Yes, what is going there? Oh, it's its ears. Goodness gracious me. Look at that. How incredible. That almost looks too perfect. I wonder if it wasn't done during like a conservation project or something like that, or it was born with ears like that. That is amazing. You know, it's very two very clean cuts, if they are cuts. I've never seen a giraffe with ears like that. That was fascinating. I think it's moved off now, unfortunately, but I think it may come back. Didn't look like they had too much to drink there. Yuri, yes, this place never disappoints, does it? It's always just so full of life. Caden, absolutely. Wow, that is so strange. I couldn't agree more with you. I've never seen that before. I haven't actually noticed that in one of the giraffes that have come here. You know, sometimes we recognize certain individuals, especially let's say elephants, because they have distinctive ear patterns or notches out their tusks, or size tusks. But I haven't seen that giraffe here before at Oldonyo. It just looks too perfect for it to have happened accidentally, exactly the same depth, exactly the same height cut on each ear. So I wonder if it perhaps either was born like that or then it was something done to it to uniquely mark that individual. Benji, I don't think it hindered the giraffe at all. You can see it's quite big. It's looks very healthy. If anything, it might affect some level of sound that's captured by the ear itself, but it still has the majority of that pinna, that ear intact. So it doesn't look like it bothers it at all. Ah, Kelly, yes, the dewlaps of these earland are blue, aren't they? And both the males and females have them. The males just have much larger laps than the females. These majority of these actually do look like females. Females generally have much longer, thinner horns than the males that are a bit short but a lot thicker. Oh, such beautiful antelopes. Oh, that one's pooping. A lot of little pellets being dropped there. Mrs. Jason, hello. You say hello from California. Wow, good to have you with us. It's wonderful to know that you're watching from so far. Now, since we are in Kenya, next year in May 2025, there is an ultimate Kenya trip with James Henry himself. There's only 4 spots left, with a full group size of 6. And you're visiting the Amboseli and the Masai Mara, which is both incredible locations in Kenya. And in Amboseli, you will see Mount Kilimanjaro, large elephant herds that are there as well, which is incredible. And Masai Mara, of course, the best safari in Africa. And it is at a time where there are a lot less people than normal. And of course, James is an incredible guide. And I'm sure, as many of you know, he'll make it a lot of fun, and very, very informative. And if you want any more information about the Ultimate Kenya trip or any others that are on offer from Wild Earth Travel at the moment, you can head over to our website for more information. Are we looking at some beautiful little things? There was a pied wagtail there, and this looks like a beautiful butterfly that is hanging on what seems to be a little bit of a windy day at the moment. Oh, this looks like actually a white-browed sparrow weaver that found a little bit of something to drink. I think that was a swallowtail butterfly um, that we had there. It's flown off, but here we have. Oh, it is drinking. Oh my word! You can see the little drops of water even on its beak. That was amazing. And I think sometimes the water's moved around, especially by the bigger animals that come to drink and that get caught in the little crevices and things like that. Oh, wow. Is this the rockagama? I think so, Kenyan rockagama. It's been you can see that big, almost triangular shaped head. Very, very distinctive for agamas, type of reptile. Oh my word, there's so much to see today. This is amazing. Kelly, aren't these cameras just incredible? We are so spoilt, and thanks to Africam for the access that we have to them. They are incredible in quality as well, being able to get so up close to such small things around the waterholes. Lewis, you want to know if that is a lizard or a gecko? So it's actually, I suppose, that in some sense. It's actually called an agama, which is sort of a type of lizard, but lizard and gecko and agama all fall into the same type of reptile family. So they all go together, but an agama is very specific. You get tree agamas and rock agamas, and they all are known for having quite brightly colored heads, especially the males, and a very big square head like that. Sorry, triangular, not square head. But it's very fascinating when you get into the taxonomical side of things. They're all reptiles and they're all part of the same squamata family, but agamas are separated from lizards, which are separated from geckos. Oh, it found something to eat there. Other members of the family include skinks, often very common in the low felt areas, the striped skink, um, chameleons as well. So, yes, but I know we all generally call them lizards because they all sort of look the same. But when you the detail of it, they are actually all separate little groups and genuses. Yeah, Lucille, absolutely. The cam op is doing a fantastic job here, keeping up with this little one running around all over the show. All right, well, we've come across to Namibia at Ongume Nitosha National Park, where there's a lovely herd of wildebeest crossing over the plains. And just how beautiful is this view? Oh my word, this landscape is incredible. Jason, you're asking if the animals in Kenya are generally bigger than the ones in South Africa. Just like asking if the animals are bigger in Namibia than South Africa or between Kenya and Namibia, I think it's impossible to say 100% that all animals in Kenya are bigger than animals in South Africa, or all animals in Namibia are bigger, or all animals in South Africa are bigger than other countries, because I'm sure on an individual basis, one country might have the biggest elephant bull ever recorded or currently alive, but that doesn't mean that on average that they all bigger. Um, Genetics plays a huge role in that, and I wouldn't say it's for all species. Maybe you find larger elephants in Kenya, but at the same time, I do think that there's very big bulls in South Africa that can be found in terms of elephants, but giraffes are similar. I think wildebeest are also of a similar size. I wouldn't be able to say, just put a blanket statement. I don't think it would be fair to say that generally in Kenya, animals are bigger than in South Africa. Oh, I think these wildebeest are coming to drink. How one is that? Yeah, Maggie. I mean, the contrast in this landscape between what we were just looking at and what this is here shows the diversity of the African continent, um, and how life adapts and survives. And you've got an incredible African bush experience in places like the Etosha National Park, which has its own type of beauty in comparison to places like Kenya, which of course are beautiful for their own reasons of the scenery. But this area is a lot harsher. But because of that, it also lends itself to its own unique type of beauty. And yeah, it's just what inspires me every day to want to explore more of these wild landscapes and appreciate each one individually, and try not to play the comparison game, because they all have their own right to be appreciated for what they are. Oh, there's a flock of guinea fowl coming as well on the left, some springback as well. It's all happening here at Onguma all of a sudden. It's probably the most life I've seen here, other than the very large elephant bull that's been hanging around the last few days. All right, everyone. All right, everyone. Let's head over to Juma. Oh my word, Feline Friday for the win. This is awesome. How cute. That looks like a bit of a, I don't know if it's a very young one or just because it's on its own, it looks a bit smaller, but it's chowing some grass. Maybe just to help with a bit of that digestion on their in their tummies. I believe these lions, I think they are the ones that were feeding on a buffalo not too long ago. They've been hanging around the waterhole, probably for some water, of course, but also just very full. Look how big that belly is, and not wanting to travel too far just yet. Toby, yes, Dam Cam is where it's happening for sure. Oh my word, this is so awesome to know so close by and that we've got them for Feline Friday. I'm so happy. Now we saw that one lion eating that bit of grass, and oh, it still is there, I think, munching away. Now, often that grass actually causes them to regurgitate, and that sometimes brings up bits of bone or fur balls or things like that that actually are upsetting their tummy. Seems to be a vulture around there. Possibly white backed, I think. Also come down to the water maybe for something to drink. Tracy, you want to know how long the buffalo kill will last in the pride's tummy? So usually meat takes, it's difficult to say exactly, but anyway, depending how full they are, depending how long they've eaten, 1 to 3 days to fully digest and eventually come out the other end. So we know that this all happened not last night, but the night before, and they've been eating the entire day. The hyenas and jackals have the rest of the carcass now, and the lions have moved off, and they've probably spent the night just digesting, which is what they're doing right now as well. Daddy lion is still eating grass there in the front. Wow. And it's so interesting to just see that the lions are around and how quiet the waterhole then becomes. I think every animal within the radius, a kilometer or two radius of where these lions killed that buffalo, have just avoided the area with the predators being around. Yeah, Lenny, they would have eventually, like you can see, decided to move off. and basically are lying here near the water. They would have still been in the area, I think, even earlier today. And with it being so cool, it allows them to move more. We'll just have that freedom to feel comfortable enough to move with the cooler weather. And absolutely, they would have eaten as much as they would have stuffed themselves, um, gorged themselves, and now left the rest of that carcass to the others and the vultures and the things to just eat as much as they can. Oh, what's there? Are those mongooses? Little dwarf mongooses? Definitely something moving there. Maybe two mongooses trying to warm themselves up on this very cold day. Yes, I believe that the hyenas definitely showed up in their numbers. You say 6 of them did, and therefore pushed off the lions. Well, basically the lion saying it's not worth challenging this over just some bones. And now they are just relaxing for us to see, which is so wonderful. All right, while these lions rest away here at Juma, let's head over to Stony Point. Oh, sweet. There's the 5 rock hyraxes as well as an Egyptian goose that, oh, it's on eggs. Oh, wow. That's very cool. Wow, and it was quite defensive there of its little clutch as well. It will be something that we can follow with the little ones hatching one day in the relatively near future. And Dussies have such interesting foot structures as well. This one on the right is just actually showing us its feet. And its foot structure is closest related to elephants, actually, if you can believe it. They also are classified as near ungulates, basically not being cloven hoofed or having digits like lions or leopards, but rather sort of having this foot that is neither one nor the other. Also having a very similar facial structure to that of elephants as well. They even have tusks, although we can't really see them. They're these little incisors that come out inside the mouth. Oh, there's another lizard type thing that's just, I thought there was some movement there on the right. Oh, look at that. Something has popped out its head there. Is that another gama? Oh, this is awesome. Maybe it's a girdled lizard. It looked a little bit heavier, heavily set. Ooh, all the life is coming out with the sunshine today. All right, wonderful to check in here at Stony Point. Lots happening today. Let's head back over to Djuma. Ooh, is that an elephant? Oh, this is exciting. Let's see what happens, everyone. Sometimes elephants can get quite worked up over the presence of predators. I'm not sure where in relation to the lions this elephant is walking though. It's still approaching them. Oh yes, it is still approaching them. Directly for the pride. Look, they're lifting their heads. They lift heads. Oh, and now it's moving. Oh, it's quite a relatively smaller one though. A youngster, elephant wise. So it's just moving past now. Clearly not happy though. You can see how it sort of arches its body to the side and lifted its head. I didn't hear any trumpeting and it didn't even move. So one elephant on its own like that, a smaller elephant as well, these lions aren't going to be too worried about. But if you had a bull or an entire herd, maybe 5, 6, 7 elephants, they would definitely move out of their way. Also, maybe with very strong wind, possibly blowing from right to left, the elephant wouldn't have smelt the lions. Well, this female looks like it. I don't know if it's going to yawn or if it's actually going to throw up, which is what I was talking about. Eating the grass would aid her with being able to regurgitate, just like domestic animals that we've seen. Dogs do the same. Oh, there's another lion moving. Maybe it's going to join this one. Oh, hello there, beautiful. A bit of a head rub, maybe. Yes, hello. Are you going to come have a drink? How lucky are we today with this waterhole show? Absolutely fantastic. Well, I thought she was coming for a drink, but she looks like she's going for a wee. Maybe a poop as well. And I tell you what, lion scat after a kill just, oh man, does it stink. I think she might be going for her drink now, just making some space in the tummy. Sometimes these cats can stay for a while when they drink for minutes at a time, getting in a lot of water. I wonder if her sisters or the other members of the pride may join her, cousins, even maybe her offspring. Don't exactly know how many. I think I counted 4 lions. There could have been more that we just couldn't see. Oh, this is just beautiful. And just look at the size of Lammy. You can see that these lions have been feeding on something very big, and we know that it was a buffalo. Yep, Fuzzy Dunlop, thirsty kitty indeed. After eating all of that food, sometimes you just need to wash it down with something. Wow, and the wind is just absolutely pumping. So I do apologize for the windy sound, but of course, that is part of the weather that's taking place in the area at the moment. She's going to make her way back to the rest of the pride, but how cool to spend time with these lions. Oh man, is that little one stalking her on the left? It looks like it. Maybe it's going to pop out and jump on her. Don't know if it would be mom, but it could be auntie. Look, look, look. Let's watch. Oh, a bit of playtime. And that affection, that social bonding between lions in a pride is just so important. DJ, no, I don't think the lion worried about the wind at all. It doesn't seem to bother them. In fact, it's quite nice for them to keep the flies away, I think. And all going back to all lie together, quite close to each other. That physical contact is also so important. Look at that, squeezing in right in between the two others. You've got them packed in like sardines all together there. DJ, you'd like to know if a lion would eat a small bird or not bother with something so small. So, a fully grown lion, no, probably not. Like you say, is it really worth it when it's hardly got any meat on there? But young lions, even cubs or sub-adult lions, might be practicing their hunting with small birds, even bigger birds. So they definitely do hunt birds sometimes, but you're right. For large predators like that, it's not really something that they would generally go after because there's hardly anything there for them to eat. But desperate times, they'll go for anything that they can. If there's a drought or not much food around, or they're starving, they will definitely eat a small bird if it's available to them. Yeah, Mindy, it's something that's very special, isn't it? It's, with lions being the only social big cat that we get to see that sort of affection and the familial bond, between them, and it is really special. Mrs. Jason, you say you miss the evoker male when the evoker males were here with the Nkahumas. Yes, so that's the name of the pride that we were looking at there, the Nkahuma pride. And the evoker males were a coalition of three males that were dominant over them a few years ago. And I think two of the three have already passed away, those male lions. And there's one left called Mohawk, and he is still around and looking really good, but has moved into more of his nomadic years and is no longer dominant male. He was also seen in the area and has been hanging around with another younger male of around 7 years old called the black dam male. And it's fascinating. Oh, the line dynamics on this particular reserve at the moment are fascinating, I must say. And we can learn a lot by just observing and watching this all play out. Generally, you tend to have a pride or multiple prides in a very large area, and you have a coalition that dominates over those prides. But at the moment, we've got prides like the Nkahumas moving in and out, different lionesses from different prides coming in and out of Juma. We've got different coalitions. We've got Mohawk and the Black Dam male, who are not a coalition. Well, they're two male lions together, but we've got one that's nomadic and one that doesn't have a coalition mate yet and is more reliant on Mohawk for defense and protection and food, possibly as well. So it's a very interesting dynamic here at Juma. And so we can only watch and learn to see how things will unfold. There's quite a lot of movement there all of a sudden. One, two, three. I can see five lions at the moment. Although with the movement in the picture, it is a little bit difficult. There could be one or two more popped in somewhere there. Is that the sixth one? Viv, you say the Black Dam male was seen and walked past the pride about an hour ago, just behind them. Well, I'm sure maybe he's just laid down somewhere close by, potentially. but they are obviously still very much in the area, which is quite cool. I wonder if a mohawk is still around as well with that black dam male, since they seem to be spending time together. One, two, three, four, five. I can count five in that cuddle puddle of lions. It's actually an interesting story with that black dam male that is hanging about with this group. Hopefully, he'll pop out on camera during the show. That will be awesome. But so, like I said, he's been hanging around with an older male, the last of the evokers, and he had, I think it was actually his brother. Um, so his brother had a coalition a while ago, and his brother left him, which is so sad. I'm not sure why. It is a mystery as to why two brothers would separate, a coalition would break up for him to go and pursue his own things, when so much of the surety of survival and odds of survival are increased when you're in a pair. So it's one of the mysteries that one day when we learn how to speak lion or read their mind, we'll have to ask that male why they split up. Oh, hello there. There's a little bearded woodpecker, it looks like, sticking its head out the hole. I remember when they were sort of building out that nest or lining it. We had a pair of them pecking away there a few months ago, actually. All right, well, it's been wonderful to have some time with these big cats on Feline Friday. Let's head up to Kenya and see what's happening at Old Donyo. Well, a completely different kind of day up here. Look how blue the skies are, and just how lovely it is. Peaceful and calm, not too much wind around, and of course, these beautiful giraffes. And the earlants are back as well, also having a drink. I think that's a group of, could be white brown sparrow weavers, could be wattled starlings also there. I'd love to see the superb starlings again. That would be great. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. We've lost the feed there in Oldonyo. I'm sure we'll head back soon enough. But we've come back to the lazy lions that are resting here at Juma. I think let's head over to Victoria Falls and do some birding. the vulture, hobo stork. They've got their own little, looks like a little waterhole get ourselves. I think they're white-backed and hooded vultures here that I can see. Sometimes we do get lucky to see something like a white-headed vulture as well in the spot. Mindy, it is another beautiful day up here at Vic Falls, and just like Kenya, they are quite far away from one another, but still a beautiful day nonetheless. Kenya being a lot further north and closer to the equator, a lot warmer weather in that area. Vultures are just such important birds to the ecosystem, and it can't be stressed enough, how they need to be protected, and also just education surrounding them, particular cultural beliefs around them, also people not understanding that they're just birds. They don't have any special value in terms of medicine or anything like that. They just are surviving and helping keep our beautiful wild areas clean. And so we need to do our best to try and stop things like poisonings happening for these beautiful birds, and as well as poaching of them. And it's part of what happens here at Vic Falls Safari Lodge with the Vulture Project. They actually give the scraps here in this particular spot. I think it still happens every day at 1 o'clock. I could be mistaken the time managed, but it's a great way of supporting them and helping feed them so that they can, be more successful in the area and receive clean food that they know isn't poison. All right, wonderful to check in here at Vic Falls. Over to the Lowveld and check at Rosie's Pan. Oh, yay, some elephants. Wonderful to have them part of our show this afternoon. Some more coming. Ellie's in the background as well. Do you think that might just be the wind making that sound? It's just so interesting to see how each location that we go to is just so different from each other. Of course, the ones within the Lowveld area are, of course, much a similar sort of vegetation type and grasses and things like that. But when we jump from Namibia to Kenya to Zimbabwe to South Africa, it is so cool to have access locations and to enjoy each one of them for their differences. Oh, there's an elephant just behind. I wonder if there will be one coming closer at all. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I'll see if any more Eddies come here at Rosie's Pan. Let's head back over to Victor's. Oh, some impalas. Oh, that one's got a funny horn. Oh, it's bent sort of forward, isn't it? I'll have to see if we can get a closer look at that. And it may just be a growth thing. It may be, yeah, just a variation in the growth form of the horn. Sometimes we see actually when females have a higher level of testosterone, and one or two that I've seen before, actually a female impala with horns, have them come out at a bit of a funny angle, and they're a bit strange. But that actually looks like that male has one perfect horn and the other one has grown out differently. I wonder if he was injured at all and that was down. Just trying to determine if it is a male or if he looks like it is a male. How fascinating is that? Oh, is that blacksmith lapwing sitting on an egg there? It just looked like it was very defensive over that spot in the background. When it sort of moves from left to right like that, often they do have a little nest. Just been enjoying the bird sounds here at Vic Falls as well. Sounds like a chin spot batis giving us one note of a call. And just a beautiful scene with these koalas drinking, so peaceful. They do have to be aware of crocs, though. We know I've seen them here before in this waterhole. Wouldn't that be something to see? Maybe one day. A croc lunges out and tries to grab an impala. Oh, some of these vultures have come for a drink, I think, as well. There's a guinea fowl moving around. These actually look like mapanis around here. I may be mistaken, but they do look like mapani trees, sort of the way they're growing, all very similar at this height. See some of those guinea fowl are there at the water. There was also, I think it is that is a hooded vulture there. Yes, quite a long skinny beak on that particular individual. It had quite a white head, and from a distance I thought, oh, is it a white-headed vulture? But it's not. It's just a hooded vulture. And that thin, sort of lengthy beak is very useful for this vulture to be able to reach places that the other bigger vultures can't get to, that have much heavier bills. So it's really, it really fits into quite a niche where it can sort of stick that little beak into a lot of the nooks and crannies of the carcass or the bones, a skeleton of a dead animal that other animals have finished feeding on, for example, and be able to really get the last little bits of meat, or I don't know, sinew or tissue out that other animals wouldn't be able to reach. Ah, well, the waiting has paid off. Let's head back over to Rosie's pan. I thought we may get another elephant arriving here. We may even get another one, who knows? Slowly but surely, they all needing a bit of water this afternoon. Looks like this was a group of young boys. None of them really too big than the other. Oh wow, the elephants have really worked on that tree. You can see how it's sort of stripped away. Very much evidence of elephants being in an area, and at this time of year where it's very dry, they will revert to stripping trees of bark or digging up their roots in order to get the nutrition they need. And look what he's doing there, even using his tusk. I mean, look at that piece on the ground. You can see it's a completely different color, and that's from the elephant actually pulling off the bark with that nutritious layer called the cambium layer, which is on the outside of the heart, is what's left there, which doesn't carry much nutrition at all. And so elephants are very clever to be able to actually strip off those pieces or them in their molars, which are inside the mouth, and then leave behind the rest of the branch. Okay, well, from these Ellies, let's head back up to Kenya. To some other Ellies here in this beautiful day at Oldonyo Lodge. How wonderful to see that they've arrived for a drink. This particular waterhole is such an awesome view, sort of at ground level with these elephants and all the sounds that we can hear as well of the splashing. A beautiful oryx in the back there. Wow. Absolutely stunning. Looks like an oxpecker on its back as well. There was a bit of movement in the bushes behind. I don't know if there's some others that are going to come and join this one. It is getting braver coming closer like that. And sometimes they do make their way all the way to whether it's giraffes or zebra or eland or oryx. Chad, I haven't seen one ton in the last what this is my fourth day doing the show now in a row, and I haven't seen one ton here yet. I'm not sure if Kulu, who's directing us today, has a record of when the last one ton was seen, or maybe some of the viewers watching who maybe keep tabs on these cameras throughout the days know when he was last seen here. For those of you who may not know, Wantan is a rather famous elephant. He's huge and has some very beautiful tusks that are quite large, and a regular visitor here at Oldonyo. Sometimes these ellies can really stick around you for a while. It looks like this one is moving though. Maybe as he makes his way off, the oryx will come forward for a drink. And it's not that there would be any direct conflict between the animals at this waterhole in terms of a full on fight to the death. That mostly happens. Oh wow, look at that picture there. It mostly happens with intraspecies, so to elephants, to gemsbok, especially when referring to, well, any species really. But you might have predator on predator conflict, but generally between two and different species of antelope or two different, a zebra and a wildebeest, you wouldn't get a full-blown fight. You might get a bit of irritation around a sort of smaller area. One sort of pushes off the other one, but not really that they will fight each other. It's more just a case of size. Bigger you are, the more you'll sort of have respect by the other, inverted commas, respect by the other animals, and that, first come first serve in terms of size. And like we know, sometimes these ellies don't mind at all the other animals being around, and they are just more skittish because of the intimidation factor and the size of these elephants in comparison to them. Let's see if the giraffes are brave enough to approach. Wow, all of a sudden there's so many more animals here. Oh, now the zebras are coming out. This is awesome. here come the zebras. Always the brave ones, aren't they? So often taking their chance for some water just before we finish off the show this afternoon. Well, it has come to the end of the Live at the Waterhole show, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It has really been fantastic. I was saying to Kulu today, it has just flown by, and I can't believe how quickly it's gone. But we've just had so much to show you, including the incredible lions at Juma for Feline Friday, which I know many of you would have been really happy to see. And what a beautiful scene to finish off here with the elephants, giraffe, eland, and of course the beautiful zebra that we can see at the moment. I won't be with you tomorrow. I will be back at Juma next week where I'll be on drive again, but I look forward to seeing you all again in September on the show. All right, everyone, keep well and we'll chat soon.
Everybody, and thanks so much for joining us on our highlight show on this very cloudy and very cool afternoon at Juma Private Game Reserve in the northern Asabi Sands. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me we've got Gert. So in the next